Hello everyone, let's listen to today's story. Definition of the universe. The universe is defined as everything that is contained in space, and it includes living organisms, the Earth, the Moon, other planets, and their satellites, in addition to asteroids, comets, the Sun, and huge numbers of stars, whose number is estimated at hundreds of billions, and galaxies. The universe also includes all things that scientists could not observe or access. 1. The emergence of the universe. The emergence of the universe passed through many stages, and here is a detail for each of them. The first, expansion of the universe and the movement of elementary particles. All the matter and energy that could be observed about 15 billion years ago were concentrated together in a region when the temperature of the universe fell to 100 million times the heat of the Sun's core. The forces of nature took on the properties that they currently possess, and the elementary particles which make up matter, known as quarks, began to roam freely in this vacuum. When the universe expanded 1,000 times, it formed part of the solar system. 2. Formation of the atomic nuclei. The free quarks were only neutrons and protons, and after an additional 1,000 years of the evolution of the universe, the neutrons and protons together form atomic nuclei, including helium and deuterium, which are known today as 2. The emergence of neutral atoms and stars. The temperature of the universe was still too hot to prevent atomic nuclei from obtaining electrons, and after 300,000 years of continued expansion, the universe was still smaller than it is now 1,000 times. 2. Neutral, electrically neutral, atoms appeared, then fused together to form gas clouds, which later evolved into stars. And when the universe expanded to 1/5 of what it is now, the stars became divided into groups known as small galaxies. The formation of the solar system. And when the universe expanded to become half its size now, the nuclear reactions taking place in the stars resulted in most of the heavy elements that make up the planets, and when the size of the universe became 2/3 of its current size, approximately 5 billion years ago, the solar system and its components were formed. 2. Over time, star formation used up galaxies' supplies of gas, so their number is dwindling, which means that 15 billion from now, stars will become relatively rare. The age of the universe. According to studies, the age of the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years, and scientists were able to determine this after measuring the rate of expansion of the universe and the ages of the most ancient stars, and they measured the expansion by observing the Doppler effect, in English, Doppler shift, which expresses the change of emitted light from the galaxies with their movement. The beginning of life in the universe. And here are some theories that explain how life began in the universe. The primordial soup theory. Its oceans are rich in simple chemicals necessary for life, which eventually clump together to form simple living cells. 3. This theory was put forward in the 1920s by 2 researchers working separately, Alexander Oparin, a British geneticist in the Soviet Union. It was supported by the Miller-Urey experiment, which was carried out by an American graduate student named Stanley Miller, under the supervision of Nobel Prize winner Harold Urey. Amino, the main component of proteins, from chemicals, as Miller put 4 simple chemicals in glass tubes, then heated them and subjected them to electric sparks simulating lightning, and this experiment resulted in a lot of amino acids. And that experiment showed the possibility of chemicals being naturally a hypothesis. Proteins. The hypothesis of proteins, according to biochemist Sidney Fox, which she talked about after the aforementioned Miller-Urey experiment, refers to the assembly of amino acids into simple proteins, and these proteins found in modern living organisms perform a large number of functions, including working as enzymes to speed up chemical reactions. However, this hypothesis quickly vanished. Paleontology. The time of the emergence of life in the universe is still questioned by scientists. It is known for certain that the Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, and the oldest confirmed fossils were 3.4 billion years ago, and a group of paleontologists tried to determine the oldest traces of life, but their results were different. With the advent of RNA can carry genes and copy itself as DNA does, but it can also act as an enzyme, i.e. like proteins. 3. This theory suggests that organisms that arose first are those that rely on RNA, then both DNA and protein evolved later, but later also, scientists found that RNA can really do its job only when paired with proteins, and for life to start both must be existing. Bubble theory. One of the theories indicates that the first living organisms were simple bubbles, and their cells shared one basic characteristic with the cells of modern evolved organisms, which is that both work to carry all the components or other life elements of the living organism. First theory indicates that life was formed and started as a result of a set of chemical reactions, which in turn extracted energy from the environment, and then consumed this resulting energy to build the elements and components of life. 3. At the end of the 80s, support German chemist Gunther Wachter developed this theory, but this idea has now been superseded, as a result of the suggestion made by Michael Russell, according to which first life arose as a result of currents of electrically charged protons contained within vents at the bottom of the sea. Is the components of the universe. Scientists believe that the universe consists of 3 types of matter, which is the natural matter, dark matter. In the form of the presently known universe, it is believed that 70% of it is dark energy, 25% is dark matter, and 5% is natural matter of dark energy. Astronomers think that humanity lives in it is a low-density universe in which a mysterious substance, dark energy, represents 70% of its content, and it dominates everything. Scientists now believe that the dark energy that dominates the universe as previously mentioned does not exist, according to new information provided by the X-ray Observatory of the European Space Agency, XMM Newton, which found clear differences between the shapes and numbers of current galaxies and those in the universe 7 years ago and approximately thousands of million years. The presence of large matter in the universe does not allow for the existence of dark energy. The shape of the universe. According to the theory of general relativity, the universe must take the form of one of the following 3 forms: closed like a ball, flat like a leaf, or open like a saddle, and the universe holds a flat shape, 3-dimensional, if the density of the universe is very low, and at the same time if the universe is expanding in every direction without any curvature. 5. But if the density of the universe is so great that its gravitational force overcomes the expansion force, then the universe will have the shape of a ball, which is known as the closed model. But if its density is low and it cannot stop the expansion, this means that the universe will twist in the opposite direction, to give an open shape with some curvature, to resemble a saddle. 5. In light of this difference, it was agreed that the universe bears the shape of a ball. According to the paper published by Alessandro Melchiori at the end of 2019, which indicated that the measurements of the cosmic microwave Background, CMB, which is the radiation after the Big Bang, indicate a closed universe, the size of the universe. Due to the constantly expanding space, scientists found that the radius of the universe visible, the observed